it might be nice if we start today standing up. Okay? So if you make your way to the top of your mat, and have a little look at your feet, make sure your toes are in line with your heels, and you have a nice space in between your feet, so you feel balanced and stable. And then set your eyes closed, we'll bring the palms together and just push the thumbs into your chest bone. Okay, so once you get comfortable and get all your fidgets out of the way, take a long deep breath in through your nose, let your chest expand up into your thumbs. And then just open your mouth and exhale, let it go. So again, as you breathe in, imagine the energy drawing up through your feet, from the earth, up your legs and up into your chest. As opening your mouth and exhale, letting it go. One last time, as you breathe in, imagine that you're drawing the energy up from the earth, through your feet, up your legs, up into your belly, up into your chest. And then open your mouth and exhale, let it go. Just resting your hands down by your sides, and if you can, just keep your eyes closed a little bit longer and just start to rock forwards and back. Yes, as you rock forwards and back, just feeling the weight transfer through the feet. And then rather than going forwards and back, just think about moving from side to side. Okay, and if you can keep those eyes closed as you do that, it can just help bring you within a little bit quicker. As you're going by how it feels, rather than using your gaze to help stabilize you or change any feelings. Try taking little circles, so the weight goes into the toes, into the sides of the feet, into the heels. You might take a step because you went too far, and that's okay. You're just exploring how far you can go. And then take the circle the other way. And it's a small movement, but you will feel the work in your legs. I feel the work in my legs here as I do it. And then see if you can find where is center. So you've been forwards and back, you've been in a full circle. Now try and feel where you have the toes and the heels rooted into the floor. And then think about lifting your arches up and off the floor. Yeah. So probably nothing will happen, but it's that feeling of drawing the legs up into your hips. So your kneecaps are drawn up and your quads are drawn up. Your feet are lifting, the arches of the feet are lifting up off the floor, the pads and the heels pushing down. Okay, so open your eyes and find something to focus on and just start to lift your heels up off the floor. And just see how far you can go with that without falling over. It's okay if you do fall. So keeping that gaze fixed on whatever you've got it fixed on, start to press the heels back down to the mat. Okay. Try that 2 more times. Lifting the heels up, so feeling the pads of the feet pushing down into the floor as the heels lift up. Feeling the arches of your feet. And then squeezing the heels back down with control. Last time, lift the heels up. Use your gaze now to help you find that balance and that focus. Yes, well done. And then press the heels back down. Use the strength of your feet. Lovely. You're going to bend your knees. Bend them as much as you can without the heels coming off the floor. Keep the knees nice and bent and see if you can now lift the heels up, keeping those knees bent. Straighten your legs now. Don't worry if you wobble. You can always hold on to something if you need to. And then press the heels back down towards the floor. Good. Bend your knees, go as low as you can without the heels lifting. And then lift the heels up, keep your knees bent. That's it, good. Straighten the legs from there. Feel the crown of the head lift up to the sky. And then press the heels down to the floor. Good. Now, let's go the other way. Keep your gaze on whatever it is you're focusing on. Come up high onto your toes. And then bend your knees as much as you can, keeping those heels lifted. Starting to feel the strength through your legs. Press the heels down to the floor, keeping the knees bent. And then straighten the legs. Good, 2 more like that. Come up high onto your toes. Legs getting stronger, feet getting stronger. Bend the knees, see how low you can bend without the heels dropping. And then squeeze the heels down towards the floor. Keeping those knees bent. And then straighten the legs. Good, last one. You got this. Come up high onto your toes. Feel the arches of your feet. Feel the strength of your toes. Bend your knees. Sit down as low as you can go. Yes. And then squeeze the heels down. Keep the knees bent. And then straighten the legs. Oh, well done. Turn your toes outwards. Bring your hands to the heart center. And then lift your heels up. So now you've got the legs rotating outwards within the hips. Bend your knees and keep your heels up nice and high. Press your heels down to the floor. Sink down, feel the stretch of the ankles. And then straighten the legs. Okay, so 2 more like that. Come up high onto your toes. Feel the legs rotate outwards, push down through your feet. Keep those heels lifted as the knees go out to the side, the chest stays tall. And then press the heels down. Straighten the legs. Last one, come up high onto the toes. Let the knees fall out to the side. That's it, don't worry if you fall. Don't worry if you need to change it. Squeeze the heels down. And then straighten the legs. Good, last 3. This time, bend the knees. Sit the hips down low. Go as far as you can go without the heels lifting. Then push down through the pads of the feet, lift the heels up. Find that something that you're focusing on. Straighten the legs, think crown of the head to the sky. And then press the heels down. 2 more like that, bend the knees. Hopefully the legs are feeling it, the feet are feeling it. Lift the heels up. Push down through your feet to come to standing. And then lower the heels to the floor. Last one, we've got this. Bend the knees, send them out to the side. Come up high onto your toes. Find that something to focus on. Straighten the legs like you're pushing down to get taller. And then squeeze the heels down towards the floor. Well done, turn your toes inwards. Take your hands behind you, rest your hands on your lower back. Push the thighs forwards, hips forwards, just lift and open up the chest, squeeze the shoulders back. And then exhale and fold, hinge from the hips. So you're going to have a bend in your knees. Release the hands, inhale, draw the head, chest forwards into a halfway lift. And then as you exhale, fold it forwards. Now you can hold on to opposite elbows and sway from side to side. Relax your head. See how that feels so far in your bodies, in your legs, in your backs, in your hamstrings, in your feet. And then releasing the hands, inhale, lift the head, chest up, and start to bend your knees. Again, come up high onto your toes. Yeah, as the heels lift up, the knees come up towards the belly. You might want to keep your hands rooted on the floor, or maybe you can lift the arms forwards, squeezing those thighs into the belly. Take it here, keep it here for one more breath. And then lower the hands down. Reach the hands as far forwards as you can and just spend a bit of time rocking forwards and back to your feet. Yeah, so the more you keep your hands forwards, the less chance you have of rolling all the way back. How does that feel through your Achilles, your ankles? Might be talking to you a little bit. Good, pushing the heels down, lift the hips up, straightening the legs, and then roll your way up. Last thing to come up is the head. Okay, so keep that feeling there of the feet pushing down to lift up, and take your weight onto your left foot. Just come onto the right toes for a moment. Yeah, you can bring your hands onto your hips. I'm going to bring your right knee up to your chest. Catch hold of your right ankle and bring your right foot to your inner left thigh. Now all that strengthening of the legs, use it here. Hands come heart center. If the foot's too high for the inner leg, bring it down below the knee, or maybe your toes are resting on the floor. Okay, wherever you are, push the foot into the leg. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, stay there. Feel the strength through that left leg. Well done. You can take your arms up to the sky and then open them up so they're in line with your shoulders. That's it, breathe in. Don't worry if you wobble, fall. And as you breathe out, twist towards your bent leg, twist towards the right leg. So you've got to move your gaze slowly so you keep your balance. Bringing it back to the center. Hands come back down. Knee comes back in. Lower your right foot onto the floor. All right, step back onto your right leg. Come onto the toes of the left foot. Maybe just lift all your right toes up. So all 5 right toes. Spread them and place them back down. Bring the left knee up to your chest. Find that balance. Legs are strong, feet are strong. Sole of the foot to your inner right thigh. Maybe up high, maybe below the knee, maybe toes resting on the floor. It's a hip opener though. This is the whole point of the pose, to try and open up the hip and improve your balance. So breathing in, lift up tall. Squeeze the left foot into the leg. Take the arms up. Bring your arms so they come like a diagonal coming out of your shoulders. And then twist towards the left. So you've got to move your gaze slowly. Breathing in once you get there. And breathing out. Nice, guys. Come all the way back to the center. Bring your hands back, heart center. And left knee into your chest, or into the center, sorry. Lower the left foot down to the floor. Well done. Good. Lower the hands down. And then as you breathe in, lift the arms up, thighs forwards, hips forwards. And exhale, fold and hinge. Take an inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Now as you exhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat. Take a moment just rocking forwards and backs so you can start to wake up the legs. And then lower your right knee to the floor. Okay, release the right toes, and I like to walk your left foot over to the left side. Inhale as you draw your chest forwards. Rest those hands in between the left foot. And then you can turn your left foot onto its side. Yeah, sink your hips down, so we're trying to get into these legs a little bit more now. Inhale, nice and calm, slow and steady. As you exhale, if you like, you can come down onto your forearms. Yeah, if that changes the shape and changes your alignment, stay on your hands. Breathing in. Breathing in. Wherever you are, take the left hand behind your head and then push down through your right arm or right hand to twist the chest open towards the left side. You might feel a little bit sticky there, see what you can do. And as you exhale, just bring your left elbow towards your right elbow. You can do this on the hand as well, and then open up the chest towards the left. All right, last time, left elbow towards the right elbow. And then push down to open up and twist. Good, lower the left hand back down. Left foot flat. Lift, tucking the back toes, lift the back knee. Let's just bring the right foot to the front of the mat, outside of your right hand. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. The legs are a little bit wider than normal. Exhale and fold forwards. Relax your head down. Does one side feel different? Certainly does for me. Inhale, take a halfway lift and lengthen. And as you exhale, we can send the left leg to the back of the mat. Okay. So the right foot's already outside of the right hand, so we're fine with that. You can rock forwards and back there. And then eventually lower your left knee to the floor. Release the left toes, and then get the feeling of drawing the chest forwards. Good. Breathing in. Good. And then as you breathe out, you can turn your right foot onto its side, open up the knee, and there's the option to stay here on the hands or come down onto your forearms. So you choose. If you feel really hunched with the forearms down, maybe bring it back up onto the hands. You're breathing in, still get that feeling of the forearms drawing towards the foot, the back foot. Almost like you're trying to feel up dog here. Yep. So whether you have your left hand on the floor or your forearm on the floor, take your right arm up to the sky, right hand behind the head. And try and push the hand into the head to open up the right elbow. Good. And as you exhale, right elbow towards left elbow. And then push down to try and twist and open up a little bit more. And again, exhale, elbow towards elbow. And then push down to open up. Good. Last time. Just take that right elbow wherever you can get to, towards that left side. And then push down to open up. Bring your right hand back inside your right foot. Left hand is underneath your left shoulder. Tuck your back toes, lift the back knee. Let's bring the left foot outside of the left hand. Take a halfway lift once you get there. Hopefully now both legs feeling equal and both hips, and then exhale and fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift, and then exhale, heel to the feet towards each other. Push down, bend your knees to roll up. Last thing to come up is the head. All right, let's try this little dancer pose balance. So you're going to step onto your right foot, come onto the toes of the left foot, and then bring your left knee up to your chest. Okay, so this is the first step. So now bring your knees to meet and kick your bum with the right heel. Your left heel. And then can you reach back and catch hold of that left foot with your left hand? So this might be enough for you right here. Reach your right hand forwards. You can always have your right hand holding onto something, but it's all about the balance. Just push down to the right foot as you send the left foot up, come into your dancer pose. Yeah, it doesn't need to be the biggest expression of your dancer pose. We're just thinking about balance today. Breathing in, maybe there's a bend in the right leg. Don't worry if you fall. And then breathing out, bringing it all the way back. Trying to stay as calm as you can. Okay, left foot, stand onto that left foot. Bring your right knee up to your chest. So find that grounding, rooting through the left leg. And then bring the knees to meet the right foot to the right glute. Right hand reaches back, catch hold of the foot. This might be enough for you right here. Or left hand forwards. Push the right foot towards the sky. Feel the stretch through your right shoulder. Find a moment of balance. Yes, push down through the left foot. Left arch lifting up. Leg strong, left kneecap lifted up. And then when you're ready, release. Bring your right foot next to your left. Well done, guys. Good. Press the palms together. Inhale, lift the arms up. And then exhale, fold and hinge from the hips. Inhale, take a halfway lift and lengthen. Good, and then exhale, fold. Bend your knees so your hands go flat. And take your right leg back, your left leg back. Lower the knees. Sit back into the heels. Wide leg child's pose. Relax the forehead down into the mat. Relax the legs, relax the hips. How does all that feel? I create a little bit of heat there too. Big breath in. And long breath out. So after all that time really thinking about our focus and concentrating on balancing, let's move a little bit. So we'll come up onto all fours. And then start with your cat-cows, just letting the belly sink, lifting the head, chest up, and rounding into the back. And then see if you can take that into little circles. Yeah, so you might roll onto the fingertips and then into the heels of the hand, pushing the hips back. And seeing how you can make this, how you can feel it in your shoulder blades, in the sides of the body. Maybe you get your head involved as well, so little circles of the head. Taking it the other way. Seeing if you can let go of some of, or if there was any tension from balancing or focusing, concentrating. Just finding different ways of moving the spine. Let's bring that into circling of the rib cage. So you're pushing down to the hands and then sending the shoulder blades up to the sky and then letting the chest sink. Yeah, so see how you can create these circles just with the upper torso. So then take the circles the other way. Good. And then we can keep the upper body still and just bring that into the hips. Yeah, so legs have had a nice warm up already. You should feel quite nice and mobile in those hips. And then take the circle the other way if you can work it out. Took me a long time. Good, well done. From here, let's bring it into a puppy pose. So you can walk your hands out towards the front of the mat and then just lower your chest towards the floor. Your chin towards the floor. Yeah, take a moment there. Let the movement settle. Let your body stretch the different way to your day. Yeah, so normally we're quite grounded and hunched over. So enjoy this counter pose to your day. Good. Coming back up onto all fours. So you walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. And then just roll yourself forwards all the way down onto your belly. And once you get there, put your elbows underneath your shoulders. And that's it. Bring your feet together. Push down through your feet. Push down through the thighs, the pubic bone. Push down through your hands. Drag your elbows towards your hips and lift the chest up. That's it. Good. And let's see if you can stay here, breathing into the chest. Breathing out, feeling the crown of the head lift up higher towards the sky. And hold it there for one more breath. Good. And then very carefully, take the elbows out to the side, lower your belly onto the floor. Okay, it's going to do a little bit more movement. Take your hands outside of your mat. Fingertips are pressing into the floor. As you inhale, push down to the fingertips. Bring your chin to your chest as you roll your way up. Starting to straighten your arms. And then as you exhale, bend the arms, lower the tummy, the chest, the head down. So try that for a few times in your own time. Trying to find the mobility through your spine. That's it. Using the arm strength to help you. Maybe inhale to lift you up and the exhale to lower down. I'll try one more time. Maybe you can stay there for a moment and kind of roll the shoulders. So one shoulder lifts up and then the other shoulder lifts up without crunching your lower back. Yeah, you can lower down a bit if you need. Good, and then very slowly start to lower yourself down. You're going to take your right arm out to the right side, palm face down. Push down through your left hand and rotate your left foot behind your right leg and relax your head on the floor. So we can now stretch out this right shoulder. Use the floor to relax into. Yeah, so unlike balancing now, you can relax all your muscles. You can be here, just relax. Maybe you can try and encourage your left shoulder away from your left ear a little. Take one more breath. Can the left knee open to the left side a bit more, or the right side, sorry. Good, now letting your belly rest back onto the mat. Let's take your left arm out to the left side, right hand by your right side, and then peel your right hip back on top of your left. Let's use your right knee as a weight, as a lever, and feel the stretch through the front of the left shoulder. Breathing in. And breathing out. Lower your belly back down onto the mat and bring that left shoulder in. Awesome, guys. Push down through your, bring your hands, underneath your shoulders, draw your shoulders back, and then push down to the hands to take your hips back into your child's pose. Sit your hips into your heels, relax your head, your chest down into the mat. You can reach the arms out in front, forehead down into the floor, nice big breath in. And long breath out. Okay, if you're okay kneeling, then let's go there. Walk your hands back towards your knees. You can always then switch this and go cross-legged if you like. But rest your hands on your knees. Inhale, draw the chest forward, so you're arching your back. So it's cat-cow sitting. And then as you exhale, round into the back. Pull onto your knees and try and lean back into your feet like you're going to lift your knees off the floor. So you're really stretching the shoulder blades in the back. Then inhale, do the opposite, tilt the pelvis forwards, draw your shoulders back, open up the chest. And then exhale, tucking the tail, round into the back, pull onto the knees, spread your shoulders. Last time, inhale, tilt the pelvis forwards, draw the shoulders back, open up the chest. And then exhale, pull onto the knees, round into the back, chin to your chest. Good. Taking the hands behind you now, lifting the chest up. And you can rest the hands on the floor. You can do this as well if you're sat cross-legged. And then push down through your shins and try and lift those hips up. Push down through the hands, nice big breath in. Good. And then as you breathe out, sit the hips onto the heels. You can just move the feet out to one side and then take the legs out in front. Good. Shuffle your way towards the front of the mat. Reach the arms forwards and then slowly start to lower the spine down. Well done, guys. Bring your knees into your chest. Separate the legs and hook your elbows over the tops of the knees. Interlace the fingers. So it's nice to get an extra little squeeze here if you can. You can always have your hands behind your thighs, just underneath your knees if you need to. We rock from side to side. We try and flatten the back onto the mat. Okay, from here, let's lower both feet flat onto the mat. So we're going to come into bridge pose. Hands flat on the floor as you exhale, belly button back, lift the hips up and squeeze your shoulder blades together, maybe interlace your hands. Now, if you want a little bit more here, walk your feet away from you. If you've already got enough going on, then stay where you are. But once you've walked your feet away, think about drawing your heels back towards your hands without them moving. So you're activating and using your hamstrings there. Good. All right, walking the feet back in if you took them out. And then releasing the hands, lower the spine down vertebra by vertebra. Excellent. Bring the soles of the feet together, the knees open. That's it. No tension in your legs now. If you can, take your arms up and over your head. Down by your side is fine. Breathe in, fill up the chest. And breathe out, relax into the mat. Two more times, long breath in, fill yourself up. Long breath out. Allow everything to draw back to the center. Last time, long breath in. And long breath out. Bring your knees back up to the center. We got one last little twist. Okay, so hug your knees into your chest and let both knees fall to the right side. Your left hand is by your side on the left side. Right hand is on the outer left knee. Keep your gaze straight up. Breathing in and breathing out. Bring your knees back up towards the chest and then let them fall towards the left side. Look at your right hand. Oh, actually, keep your eyes straight up and press your right arm to the right side. And you bring your left hand onto your right knee if that suits you. Big breath in. And long breath out. Just bring your knees back into the center. Take your feet to the corners of the mat. The legs out straight, the arms down by your side. If you do want to put a little blanket on, then you can, because we're going to be here for a little moment. So get yourself comfortable with a blanket, or if you're all right without a blanket, just relax. Feet to the corners of the mat, arms by your side. The eyes closed, face relaxed. And just for a moment, feel the practice in your bodies. Set your intention to stay here. for this last little bit, and that's staying here in body and in mind. To give yourself this moment, this time for you. If you remember at the beginning of the class, we started with the feet. So relax those feet. Big toes, fourth toes, third toes, second toes, first toes. Notice the strength that you found, that flexibility. Notice what struggles you found. Notice where there was ease. Thinking about the arches of the feet and how we can lift those up to help us balance. And the heels of the feet rooting into the floor. We moved further up the legs, bringing movement into the ankles, into the calves, into the shins. All of those working super hard to help you balance. We drew our kneecaps up, engaged our quads, our glutes, the whole of the upper legs. And then eventually start to work our way into our hips. Can you feel the heat in your hips from the practice? Can you feel where you found space? As you lie here in Shavasana, imagine the hip bones melting outwards. Muscles and ligaments free to do what they need to do. Then we worked our way up towards the upper body, finding that puppy pose with the chest pressing down to the floor and that ski slope with your spine. The belly getting a stretch and energy traveling downwards into your head. Counterposing the hunchback of your day, resetting the spine, resetting the shoulders. We worked our way up into the arms, into the chest, into the shoulders, finding space there from where your chest muscle attaches to your arm. The culprit for the hunch, those muscles not quite getting that stretch to counterpose, to help draw the shoulders back. And then as we made our way onto our back, working into our bridge pose, which helps us to free up the front of the hips, to find the strength through the back chain of the body. Preparing you ready for this moment in Shavasana with the legs straight, the weight of the feet drawing outwards, helping to draw your legs outwards, your legs rotating within your hips. Your belly soft, rising and falling as you breathe. Feeling the shoulder blades on the mat, the back of the head, the neck soft, the jaw relaxed. Your whole body relaxed. Take a few more moments just to be here, to be in this space. I'm still here, even though I'm not speaking. guarding the space for you. So it's keeping your eyes closed and start to deepen the breath. Bring some movement into your fingers, link to your toes, slowly awakening. A big yawn as you reach your arms above the head. Do that lovely full body stretch. It's one of my favourite things to do in Shavasana. Now rolling towards the right side. You've been lying on your backs for a little while, so counterpose that by being on your side, just giving your body a little bit of time to adjust. Transitioning slowly, walk your way up to seated. Sit however feels comfortable for you. So before we finish, rest your hands on your knees. Let your right ear fall towards the right shoulder. We get a little bit more space here on that left side. You can let the head just bob forwards and back a little bit. And then bringing the head back to the center, lower left ear towards left shoulder. Press the right shoulder down. And try and notice throughout the day when the shoulders start to rise back up, when tension starts to creep in. Be aware of it, catch it before it does. And then bringing the head back to the center, palms together. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste, have a beautiful rest of the day. Hope you managed to get some rest and recharge.